Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Sound Selection. A lot of artists these days focus on their lyrics, or their songwriting, but I think we're losing something in the way the vocals are mixed, how different effects are applied to change the emotions in the song. Not a lot of artists are experimenting, and it's what makes someone like Kendrick Lamar such a refreshing voice. Sure, his rapping is at an all-time great level, but I don't think we pay enough attention to just how crazy his vocal mixing is. He makes adventurous changes to his voice to match or work against the emotions that he's talking about. So let's look at how Kendrick Lamar uses vocal effects in his songs. The story of Kendrick Lamar's vocal mixing starts at the early days of his career, when he had just started at the then new label Top Dog Entertainment. He needed a way to stand out from all the other Compton rappers, but TDE didn't have all that much professional equipment for them to use. So together with mixing engineer Ali, Kendrick figured out different ways that he could make his voice different from everybody else.
So I was very limited. You know, I didn't have too much to play with. I didn't have all the things you need to really go in on a mix. So I just started playing with effects. You know, if I can't play with the beat, then I'll just do something crazy to the vocals. And then from there, once Kendrick and everybody just realized that you could do more than just adding reverb and delay.
Right.
That's when they just kind of gave me free rein to say, just go crazy. Let's try to find a sound. Let's try to create something together, and that's what we did.
One of the things that he started doing was doubling his vocals, where he would record a verse twice and then play them on top of each other. It helps certain parts sound thicker and make them stand out. Eminem does this a lot in his songs, although his takes are usually so similar you can barely tell them apart. This version of Lose Yourself with only the voice makes it easier to hear.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting.
Other rap artists also double their vocals. Listen for it in Kodak Black's Transport.
Ain't gotta wait to make them movies, I be loaded. Why you out here drinking 40s, I just told it. Still that same nigga in a foreign, but it's stolen. Ryan sporty, acting sporty, can't control it.
You can hear Kendrick doing this in a lot of his tracks, like ADHD.
Yep, her president is black, she black, purple label on her back, but that dab is like blue, she take it straight to the head, then she look at me, she got ADHD.
Or Paramedic.
I wish a nigga would, 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 I wish a nigga would.
Kendrick didn't stop at just re-recording his verse. He started experimenting with a second take. He would perform the second one wildly different from the first, so that you could hear both of them in the song. Doing this accents the emotions of whatever he was trying to achieve. It might add a sense of despair, or it could bring a lot of energy. He does this on the intro to Mad City.
If Pyrus and Crips all got along, they probably gun me down by the end of the song. Seem like the whole city go against me every time I'm in the street.
And in Ops.
20 of them. 20 on call, got 20 in my hand, got 20 on judge, gave 20 to my dog, got 20 on girls that'll fuck you, that'll fuck you over. Take your safe, take your keys, take your rover, take the heart you thought you had. Speed off, rolling up life in a taxi cab.
He also does it in backseat freestyle, but this time one take fades into the other.
I try to look like OJ, killing everything from pussy to a motherfucking hit boy bitch. She pussy popping, then I got options like an audible. I be C-O-M-P-T-O-N. I win, then ball at your defeat.
Another way Kendrick uses vocal doubling is to have someone else entirely do the second take. He'll usually bring in a female voice to perform alongside his own. You can hear it in songs like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, where Anna Wise provides the female vocals.
I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone.
Or in Loyalty, where he's performing with Rihanna.
It's a secret society. All we ask is try. All we got is love. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
Back at an early Top Dog Entertainment, Kendrick and his team were still trying to figure out what else they could do to make his vocals sound unique. Despite their limited resources, they used the vocal effects they did have in the most creative ways they could. One of them allowing them to change the pitch of Kendrick's vocals.
They could raise the pitch, making it sound childlike.
Or they could lower the pitch, giving it a sense of authority.
He does this in a lot of his songs, like in Pride, where the changing pitch probably represents the changing perspectives on himself.
Hell raising, whale chasing, new worldly possessions.
Flesh making, spirit breaking, which one would you listen? The better part, the human heart, you love them or dissect them. Happiness or flashiness, how do you serve the question?
Or on the intro to All of the Stars.
Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you offer? I didn't feel it on you.
Another vocal effect Kendrick and his team explored was the ability to pan his vocals, to make them sound like they're at different spots around the listener's head. This technique's a favorite of TDE engineer Ali.
I do a lot of panning, a lot of stereo imaging. I love doing things that pop out the speaker. I want to be able to do something inside the mix where, like, especially if somebody's saying something important, I can make that stand out rather than putting a reverb or delay behind it. I want it to like jump out the song.
It's useful to show something's position or give a sense of disorientation. You can hear it in swimming pools, where Kendrick's voice is panned to better show that we're listening to his consciousness.
Okay, now open your mind up and listen to me, Kendrick. I'm in your conscience. If you do not hear me, then you will be history, Kendrick. I know that you're nauseous right now, and I'm hoping to lead you to victory, Kendrick.
If I take another one down, I'ma drown in some poison, abusing my limit.
Or in X, maybe to represent a crowd of people.
Somebody pop all day, hold up. Somebody on their way, hold up. I would've grown all day, hold up. Somebody can't relate,
Black
hold
Panther.
up. Stay down with no faking. Go up, top down, I've been racing. Go up, she wild, I'm in dangerous. Go up, my crowd in rotation.
Kendrick and his team at Top Dog figured out different ways to make his vocals stand out, despite only having a limited range of equipment. He found different ways to use multiple vocal takes, and creative ways to use the effects they did have, like panning or pitch changing. Anything to help emphasize or change the emotions he was talking about in his songs. The creativity Kendrick brought to mixing his vocals can be applied to anyone making music. Think of ways that you can mix your vocals that takes advantage of your limitations. Things like doubling and creative use of effects don't require crazy amounts of technology. Just new ways to use what you already have. Try to make a mix that emphasizes the emotions that you're covering in your songs. Try to make something that sounds good. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you thought of the episode, trying out a new visual style, and anyone else you want covered in the future. All of the background music used in the episode is on the channel SoundCloud, and check out the Instagram and Twitter pages.